Allegra Charleston once again with the artist interviews for Dusk Dancers, and I'm just having such an amazing conversation with Sashar Zarif, whom I admire very much. A consummate artist, really, creator, performer, designer. I mean, he's just you're a man of wonder, really, Sashar. Welcome.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Oh, it's such a pleasure, and we are so excited because you've got a commission in Dusk Dancers this year. He's creating a new work for 4 dancers: Luke Garwood, Corrado Cerruto, Matteo Galinda Torres. I hope you don't mind me telling them. And also Sashar himself. Now, the piece is called Homing Spirits, and I would love to know what inspired you to create this work, Sashar.
I wanted to share my experience and my knowledge. I've done a lot of solo work for past few years, and I really felt that I want to kind of share that with other dancers' performance. So and also the nature, I guess, being in a park, the nature, you know, sometimes we drift off of reality, being on a stage in a, you know, in a concrete structure. So now here we dance on the grass, and we really feel the earth. We move differently, right, from a different place, I believe. So.
Absolutely. And you were talking about moving from solo work to group work, and I've seen you perform as a soloist, and it's like, whoa, like you transcend, you go somewhere else. Like, it's very, very transporting. So I'm wondering, how do you sort of like transition those ideas into other bodies, right? Like, really, and work with those bodies. I'm
actually blessed by having these 3 wonderful, generous souls. I mean, beyond their artistry, Matteo, Luke, and Corrado, they are so generous and so willing to embrace what you have to share with them. And we really have been experimenting. We are going to share our inquiry, the result of our inquiry thus far with people in the park, and just being inquisitive. I believe it's enough to direct you to the right place to drive your dance from. I think about the origin of things. I think about where does this really started. I mean, the dances basically started in nature, and the traditional dances that I was trained when I was young in. They were, of course, I was trained in a choreographic institute and a studio and danced on stage, but these dances really were developed on the grass, on the earth. Amongst nature, and it was informed, it was shaped by all this. The piece was also inspired by the idea of a yurt, which was a nomadic home, and I've been very taken by whole idea of a nomadic culture. I did 20 years of field work in that the regions, the nomadic cultures of Central Asia, and it wasn't until few years ago that I realized that this nomadic culture has so much to give me, the fluidity, the flow, you know, in nomadic culture. I want to give you a proverb. In Kyrgyz culture from Central Asia, they have a proverb says, "Akan suda aram yok," means the running water is pure. And they say that for whoever is trying to grow either spiritually or socially, and they say if you stay still, you're mundane, you need to flow. And the idea of the yurt being in a circle, the yurt being a home that is adaptable, it can move anywhere, it can settle itself there and become a home, and it's not so rigid yet connected.
This idea of spirituality, is that a part of your artistic practice? Does one inform the other? How are they connected?
I have a hard time, and I have had the hard time to kind of separate myself from my art or my work from my personal life, and this can be good or bad, but I kind of have them all interconnected somehow.
Oh, It's just sorry. I'm
One
sorry to
more.
interrupt. The universe has come down and landed on your head, Sashar, and it's beautiful. Look at that.
Look at the gift.
And that's gorgeous, isn't it?
Oh.
Right? It's all happening here. And this is the thing, right? Is when you are out in the park, it really is a very live experience, and things are happening, you know, in real time, in real space, with full light.
Yes.
And I wonder how that will affect your work.
I believe it will we cross-examine our work. You know, it will put us into reality. We will be on a real platform, which is life, and we will try to see if we can actually focus and inquire into ourselves beyond our mind, beyond our emotions and body.
Sashar, thank you. So lovely.
Thank you.